18-3-106 vehicular homicide. 18-3-106 vehicular homicide. 1A. If a person operates or drives a motor vehicle in a reckless manner and such conduct is the proximate cause of the death of another, such person commits vehicular homicide. B. 1. If a person operates or drives a motor vehicle while under the influence of alcohol or one or more drugs or a combination of both alcohol and one or more drugs, and such conduct is the proximate cause of the death of another, such person commits vehicular homicide. This is a strict liability crime. Number 2, for the purposes of this section, one or more drugs means any drugs as defined in section 2780-203-13 CRS, any controlled substance as defined in section 18-18-1025, and any inhaled glue, aerosol, or other toxic vapor or vapors as defined in section 18-18-412. 3, the fact that any person charged with a violation of this subsection 1 or has been entitled to use one or more drugs under the laws of this state shall not constitute a defense against any charge of violating this subsection 1. 4, driving under the influence means driving a vehicle when a person has consumed alcohol or one or more drugs or a combination of alcohol and one or more drugs, which alcohol alone or one or more drugs alone or alcohol combined with one or more drugs affect such person to a degree that such person is substantially incapable, either mentally or physically, or both mentally and physically, of exercising clear judgment, sufficient physical control, or due care in the safe operation of a vehicle. C, vehicular homicide in violation of paragraph A of this subsection 1 is a class 4 felony. Vehicular homicide in violation of paragraph B of this subsection 1 is a class 3 felony. In any prosecution for a violation of subsection 1 of this section, the amount of alcohol in the defendant's blood or breath at the time of the commission of the alleged offense or within a reasonable time thereafter, as shown by analysis of the defendant's blood or breath, gives rise to the following. A, if there was at such time 0.05 or less grams of alcohol per 100 milliliters of blood, or if there was at such time 0.05 or less grams of alcohol per 210 liters of breath, it shall be presumed that the defendant was not under the influence of alcohol. Then there's something delta 9 tetra something. Law enforcement probable cause. Person's blood, breath, saliva, or urine. Any persons required to submit to testing shall cooperate. The test shall be administered at the direction of a law enforcement officer having probable cause. No person except a physician, a registered nurse, emergency medical provider who is authorized within or his scope to practice to draw blood, or a person whose normal duties include withdrawing blood samples under the supervision of a physician or a registered nurse, may withdraw blood for the purpose of determining the alcohol or drug content of the blood for purposes of this section. E, any person who is dead or unconscious shall be tested to determine the alcohol or drug content of his blood or drug content of his system. F, if a person refuses to take or complete or to cooperate. Something. G, notwithstanding any provision in section 42.4.1301.1. 5, in all actions, suits, and judicial proceedings in any court of this state concerning alcohol-related or drug-related traffic offenses, the court shall take judicial notice of methods of testing a person's alcohol or drug level and of the design and operation of devices as certified by the Department of Public Health and Environment for testing a person's blood, breath, saliva, or urine to determine his alcohol or drug level. This subsection 5 shall not prevent the necessity of establishing during a trial that the testing devices used were working properly and that such testing devices were properly operating. Nothing in this subsection 5 shall preclude a defendant from offering evidence concerning the accuracy of testing devices. So don't do vehicular homicide. Don't do criminally negligent homicide. Don't do first or second degree murder. Don't do goddamn fucking manslaughter. Don't do manslaughter. Don't do first or second degree murder. Don't do negligent murder. Don't do goddamn vehicular murder. Don't come to Colorado and murder, motherfuckers. Jesus, it's 10 Commandments, 3,400 years ago. That's the